Hello and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Stellaris with the Bakturian Collective. So I decided to follow through on my, I won't say threat, but idea to just sort of play a little bit in between episodes, kind of make some progress, because at this point, you already know exactly how I'm going to do things. I haven't discovered any new mechanics, any rebalances. I'm pretty much just building up, improving the infrastructure on my planets, handing them off to sectors, and just gradually conquering things. So, for example, you'll notice that the little orange guy is gone. And I'm currently at war with this Council of Pollux. I'm going to take the rest of them. I'm integrating my vassal. I handed a few things off to some sectors. I'm colonizing a couple of new worlds, which I will again be handing off to sectors. And so on and so forth until I start growing outrageously powerful. I'm also increasing the size of my navy, because we have a pretty strong economy at this point that can handle it, so I figure we might as well try building up as close to the force limit as we can, and see how that works out for us. I'm going to play on the fastest speed at this point because I really don't care. Berga is missing something. A couple of Bakturian stone, it would appear. I just got a couple of Bakturian stone over here. I guess a couple of the worlds I handed off must have Bakturian power plants, so we'll go to F2, Berga, manage, handoff. Done. Easy enough. Alright, so my fleet's technology ultimately has not changed at all in the last, well, forever. We're pretty much just kicking butt. It's just a matter of numbers, not technology. I think the Tachyon Lances are still really good. The Proton Torpedoes, I did learn a little bit about them. They're almost like the missile version of the Tachyon Lance. They're only large size, and they're pretty darn strong. But I don't think we're going to be using them. I think the Tachyon Lances have done very well for us. I think I actually do kind of like the armor penetration. But maybe I should mix in a little bit of Proton Torpedoes as well. I really haven't decided at this point. But either way. So let's go ahead and blockade this planet.
Hostile fleet engaged.
We are now engaging some other things I don't care about. How are you doing over here? Just crushing a couple more stations. No big deal. Pew, 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 pew. And I probably won't even really do much with these planets. I'm probably just going to double check them, make sure they look okay. Possibly queue up a virtual combat arena, and then just hand them off to the sectors and wash my hands of it, because I really don't want to have to deal with them. Is the simplest answer to that. So, okay, cool. So blockade, blockade, blockade. And I don't know what else is left, honestly, at this point. You should be pretty much done for. That's 56% war score. It's not enough. Is it because you're sending this tiny little thing over here? I'm gonna split you off. I'm gonna tell them to chase after you. But for reals, though, you only have 2 stars. I feel like you ought to just surrender at this point, but I guess you don't want to, so fine. As punishment for your hubris, I shall unleash the xenomorph horrors upon you. Have fun with that. Alright, new tech. I did also learn about Amoeba Flagella, which, basically they're a new type of bomber. And they're actually slightly higher damage per second than the current bombers that I have, so I figured, alright, fine. I'll go ahead and research them. Core sector systems, if I want more. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and pick that up. It's going to take another 46 months, but not too bad. We are generating a ton of science, despite the fact that our costs are ridiculously high. So that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and send this construction ship over to the furthest reaches of my space, which is right here. And we'll build a wormhole station. My big next conflict is probably going to be against these guys. The Commonwealth and their defensive pact. We're going to see if we can crush them. I need to continue feeding these guys off, of course. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to bother with this whole Federation thing. I know there's been a lot of lead up to it. But I really don't think it's going to do much for me as a militarist. I think that I will be just fine controlling the planets on my own. I don't need to be in a network of alliances. That's only useful to me, I think, if I wanted to ally myself to some existing large nations. For example, if the Templar United Planets, the Dis League, and the Fex Klanga Union said, hey, The three of us are looking for a fourth player to create a federation. Bakturian, what do you think? That'd be one thing. It's another thing to just go to war, conquer every planet, and then have to integrate them later. Like, maybe it's just better that I just conquer everything individually and just take it directly and hand them off to sectors as needed. I can have the power, and that seems perfectly fine. Okay, so we're at 68% war score. Really not sure why we're not at 100 at this point. So, okie doke. We're just gonna unleash the horror. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. Alright. I do feel like I need more science ships exploring because there's a whole bunch of territory now that I really know nothing about. I should just... hang on. I held down shift by accident. Doo-ba-doo-doo. Survey all of these systems. This one is technically in my space. There we go. And also you. And you. I'm colonizing a tomb world with the cockroaches, by the way. In case that interests anybody. But I am. I figured why not. Let's let the cockroaches have a little bit of fun. Besides, they're the only species I have that can colonize a tomb world, and it was a pretty large tomb world. It was like 21 summit large. Pretty big. Okay, so I think we did manage to catch and destroy their tiny little fleet. So what is left for you, sir? I'm not at war with somebody I don't know about, am I? No, it's just the Council of Pollux. You have... okay. Well, I mean, I can just conquer all the planets and force it upon you.
Colony established.
Colony established. Where? This is the cockroach world, I believe. Yes, it is! Huzzah! Let's go ahead and build some spaceports there. And you pretty much are going to need a lot of food. But this is already in a sector, so there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to have to let a sector manage it, which should be fine. They have plenty of resources, I think, at this point. There's a desert world here that could be kind of fun to colonize, but I'm kind of scared how close it is to this fallen empire. It might provoke their wrath, so I'm not going to do that. There is a continental world here that is 22 in size. That's pretty good. Sure. I also do need to consider modifying some more species. These guys, for example. I don't know if they're actually in my space. I think they're in my vassal space, but we'll go ahead and do it. It only takes a month anyway. So the bug of modifying the Carillion species is going on again. Pretty sure I'm going to have to fight these guys and get open borders in order to do that, which is more than a little bit on the annoying side. We'll go ahead and modify you as well. There's only a couple of you. It'll only take another month or so.
Special
Project is already done. They only take a month these days, which is pretty nice. Anyone else with some trait points? There's the Pabellans, but meh. Here's some Obevni that need to get modified. I'll go ahead and fix that real quick. Now, this is going to take a lot longer,
Situation log updated.
but I think it does have to happen. Go ahead and research that now. We're at 97% war score. Is that enough? Doop, 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 doop. Nope. No, it is not. Unspeakable horrors? Devour them. Or don't. I guess I don't really care. Go land the army. I don't think I need to destroy this, but I'm gonna anyway. Go ahead and destroy that and then come back. Alright, so... yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go on a conquest spree from here on out, I think. Continue colonizing, handing them off to sectors, which at this point should be more or less self-sustaining. I'm not really sure if there's a point in creating more sectors, though. Because isn't it better to just make everything like a couple of big sectors where they already have one governor helping with the entire system? Like, why break it up? Why have more leaders? I honestly don't really know. I guess there's a reason. Elam finished with their queue of building stuff, did they? Not nearly enough. Build a couple of carriers. More naval force limit! Just keep getting bigger and bigger. But okay. So I guess conquering a world is technically worth more war score. Technically. Wow, these guys are getting crushed. Yeah, these armies are good. These lobstrosities, man. And yes, so an actual invasion is worth more war score than a blockade. But a blockade is pretty substantial still. And that is the end of that. Okay. Another war done. Let's go to Elam. Tell my armies to go ahead and land. And how are these planets looking? It is not super well populated at this point. I could upgrade the planetary administration. Oh, we got some little arthropod bug things. Cool. Do I upgrade you? Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's also clear you out. And build a virtual combat arena. Right there. On this world, we will again build a virtual combat arena. Okay. Try to reduce our ethics divergence a teeny bit. And there's really not much more that I feel like I need to do with this planet that a sector can't do themselves. So I think I'll just go ahead and hand both of these off to a sector. To the Burgess sector specifically. Manage. Hand off. Hand off. Problems solved. What is this that I just saw? Hang on. I see neutronium ore. Okay. By the way, so it says that I have 2 out of 2 dark matter. I'm not sure why, because I know I'm producing 2 dark matter. But on this spaceport, I do have a dark matter reactor, and it's using it up, so we're good. On this world, I also have a dark matter reactor, and it should be using it up. So these dark matter reactors, like, I don't understand. I only have 2 dark matter, they're in the sector, being consumed by the sector, and yet it still says that I have 2 out of 2 dark matter. I don't really understand that. I'm not messing with it because I feel like it could be kind of cheaty, but I feel like maybe I could build more of those and it would be fine. Maybe. I don't really know too much. What is this, by the way? Size 15. Arctic. Eh. What else should we build? Honestly, I'm kind of reaching a point of just handing this off again as well. Like, as long as I can get a virtual combat arena, and I'm already going to start building that, then really, what am I trying to do? Sector's missing resources. Berga is once again missing a couple of Bakturian stone? Is that what you're saying? Really? Now, how is that true? Well, you've got pretty much everything that I've conquered, so maybe I must have destroyed a Bakturian mine. And because I haven't surveyed these systems, I don't know about them yet. So why don't you go ahead and start surveying some systems here. Like that. We'll find out what we're missing. We're full on energy again. Let's go ahead and take all of the fleets. We'll send them to Tifham again, which is kind of my common rallying point at this point in the game. So Elam's already building some more cruisers, or battleships, I should say. Over here, why are you building an orbital hydroponic farm? No, for real though, why are you building an orbital hydroponic farm? I do not want you doing that. I must have clicked something I didn't mean to. Right, okay, well, let's build some more cherubs and a couple of destroyers.
Construction complete.
Basically, I'm just greatly increasing the size of my navy because I can. I mean, why do anything else at this point? We're up to 361. I'm just over halfway through my force limit. Are these guys considered to be pathetic? Well, they're inferior. So one of the larger players in the game, and they're inferior to me. What about the Kemplar United Planets? They're inferior. These guys? They're pathetic. Like, I haven't won the game, and the only people who are stronger than me are the Fallen Empires. And they're not even overwhelming anymore, they're just superior. So, eventually, we'll be able to take them down too. It's just, we've snowballed. The early game technology worked out pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. I can hand off Cider Prime, I don't need this anymore. Where is this world? Here? Yeah. Do I want to hand you off to Berga as well? I guess so. I mean, the early game science strategy seems to have worked out just fine. Right? Did just freaking fine. And we did happen to mess up that event very early on in the series. That gave us access to some ridiculously strong technology, and we've been using it to our advantage ever since. And that's been great, but I don't know. It's just systematic conquest at this point. No one can contend with me. Even your pacts can't contend with me. Your alliances, your federations. I am vastly superior technologically, and I'm just over halfway through my naval capacity. I can have so many more ships. I'm generating over 200 energy per turn per month right now. I can't spend it fast enough anymore. The sectors have become that strong. The only thing that I'm having trouble with still is the ethics divergence. That's the stuff I'm still having problems with. Which is weird, because like this guy has almost negative 30% chance. Like, there's a 30% chance then every month that something in his ethics ought to switch back toward us, right? And yet, he's still a fanatic pacifist and a xenophile. So I don't know. It's taking a very, very long time for anything good to happen here. Hey guys, business comes first, but the best thing for you would be to stay out of ours. You sure you want to take that tone with me, sir? You have defensive pacts with the Democratic Hithian colonies and the Savikost Commonwealth. These guys. So now if I want to eliminate you, I'm going to have to fight all these people. Ugh. That's annoying. Can I kill the Carillions again? Not until 2358. 5 years. Okay, so the only real target for continued expansion is all these guys. Unless I want to conquer something over here. Can I conquer you? You're a Democratic Crusader. You're a militarist, xenophobe. It's unfortunate. And you have a non-aggression pact. Maybe I just kill you. You have one planet. I'll humiliate you as well. I mean, it's a little out of my way, but if I could, well, I don't have a wormhole station close enough. Ugh. Alright, fine. But yeah, from here on out, I think I'm just going to play a lot in between videos. I need to start wrapping the series up. It's taking way too long. Which I know some of you guys may not be happy about. You may be upset with the idea of me, more or less ending the series, but I think I've more or less proven my point. Anomalies. Cool. Go ahead and do that. The only thing I could change that might be interesting, and I think I will, is to switch all of my sectors to a military focus. They'll focus on building defensive stations and then generate the minerals and energy needed to build and maintain them. I'm going to tell them to do this because I want to see if they'll build a ton of defensive stations. That's what it says it'll do. And that could be really good as far as just slowing down my opponents as they kind of dip around my borders trying to get at me. Maybe. I don't know. Could be interesting. Okay, well, my timer's going off, which means it's about time to end the video.
Research complete.
We'll do a little bit more research. Some ship hull points are done. Strike craft damage, attack speed, androids allowed, rail guns. Improved. Looks like I can get some better bombers. Somebody had some good tech. Quantum missiles. Ripper autocannon. Most of this stuff is just totally irrelevant to me, but this is okay. We'll improve the strike craft. But yeah, so in the next video you see, I'm probably going to have conquered a lot of this, annexed a vassal, and hopefully be moving some my territory into this area. I need to conquer... What is the victory condition in this game again? It told me at the very beginning, and I've totally forgotten. I can create a vassal. It's totally told me how to win the game, and I've forgotten. But there's a way. Let me see. Help. No. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. But for now, thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy the rest of the series for who knows how long it's going to be. I've got a 50,000 power fleet right now. I'm going to go use it and kill a lot of people. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.